Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. It's another windy day here in Northern California. So I'm making a video of rearranging one of my planters. This is a hanging planter. So you can see it kind of got overgrown and ugly. Some spots have been missing plants for a while. So I decided to go ahead and rearrange it. So first thing you do is you need to remove some of these plants, and you can see some of them had elongated. Some, I think this one I'm going to keep like that. This one is the ruby slipper. Have some ghosties. I have some donkey tails. So go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and lower this guy so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Little pieces of jade. Look, I even have leaves that had fallen off the plant and now are propagating by themselves. So this is a crassula candy cane. Really pretty. I've killed so many of these, so I'm glad I have a few surviving ones. I got soil. It's so windy that I get soil in my eyes. There's a skinny little ice plant. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that into my plant. Planter, you can tell I've had this for many years, so even the plastic bag or the plastic liner. It's starting to rot, but I think it's still good. Probably next year I'm gonna just go ahead and replace that. Reuse your old grocery bags and replace that plastic bag. But I think this time I don't really need that. Just gonna go ahead and take, this is brand new soil. Again, I always start with dry soil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with some of the trailing ones that I have. I'm gonna place this in the center because this always grow upwards. So that's a Casla tetragona. Sometimes they're called Crassula pine trees. These, like I said, I just went and either you hand cut them or just cut them with your scissors. This had gotten really leggy, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that as well. It already has like a, it's throwing a root on this side, so I think it'll be perfect just to stick that inside there. I would recycle that. You see I cut the top off. It's gonna grow another baby on the side, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add that on there. These plants here, this is another Echeveria. I forgot the name of it, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove some. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the dead leaves on the bottom. And this is one thing that you guys should do at least once a week with your potted succulents. Get rid of the old leaves because that's where the mealybugs love to hide and the fungus love to grow. There. I'm gonna take these donkey's tail. I'm just gonna go ahead and place it here. Same thing, I'm gonna place that here. Eventually they're gonna grow out and spill on the side of this planter. You see this one sedum here? I'm just gonna keep that there because it likes to trail as well. Another ghost plant. I'm gonna stick that onto the side. My ice plant does not look happy, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that end, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it onto the side. As long as your succulents are standing up, eventually they're gonna grow roots. So remember, this is dry soil, so Probably won't water it until tomorrow afternoon. But I'm gonna keep it in the in here in the patio where it gets bright sun or bright light, but not direct light. Go ahead. This is getting really leggy as well. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. Stick that there. Another ruby slippers. You can see, look at this one. This is probably the main stem, and it grew a new baby, a new growth on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Remove this dry part here. I'm gonna go ahead and plant that next to the other ruby slipper. Oh, it's so windy. These are trailing sedum. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that back inside. You'll see I have little ugly ones. I also stick them back in there, hide them where you can't really see them. My crassula candy cane, that's also gonna go in here. I'm gonna put it in here to add a little bit of color, because I want it protected as well. Go ahead and cut those and stick them back in here. Stick them in here. Arrangements, I really don't like to see a lot of soil, so I tried to fill them in as much as I could. And I tried to kind of group the same plants. Like I have ghosties here, I have ruby slippers here, I have donkey's tail here that will eventually trail over. These may trail over as well. So I have another ruby slipper that I'm gonna stick in here that already has roots growing. This one turns red. Another crassula, I believe. I have some jelly beans that I'm gonna stick onto this side. Burro's tail that will eventually grow and spill over, that I will keep on the side just for it to trail over when they grow. And these are super sensitive, so sometimes you touch them and you hear a leaf snap. But before it used to like, oh my God, why? I don't want to lose any more leaves. But that's just how it is. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna go ahead and stick my jade here. This stays really small because I don't really water these plants. Probably I water once a week, if any, really. Some more of these, take these and stick there. I have a few more babies that are growing from their mama leaf, so I'm just gonna stick that there. So I think I'm happy with what I have right now, but just to make it, excuse my reach, I have another planter here that I can steal some cuttings. So I'm gonna take some cuttings. Again, they're ghosties. I have a lot of ghost plants because they just grow rapidly and easily, and they're not very picky at all. Stick that there. Stick another one here. You see how I replenish a sad looking planter by just taking cuttings. See how it looks like now? It looks really nice. And eventually these ruby slippers will get some color later on in the summer. Some of these will trail. This tetragona, Crasula tetragona, will actually grow taller. So see, nice. Now it looks really nice and full. I'm just gonna go ahead and place it where it was hanging before, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna water right now. I'm probably gonna wait a couple of days before I start watering because I use fresh cuttings on here instead of rooted ones. And so some were rooted, but most of them were fresh cuttings. So anyway, that's how I do it. I can stick more to this if I want. If one of these die for some reason, either overwatering or just because they just dry up, all I do is take more cuttings and stick in there. So There you go. Happy planting, everyone.